Have you ever felt truly seen, like someone was peering into your soul? Now imagine that, but instead of a friendly ghost, it's the US government. And they're not just looking, they're allegedly manipulating your life. That's the mind-boggling claim at the heart of a lawsuit demanding a cool $250 billion from Uncle Sam. A single user claims the government has been playing dirty for decades. They're accusing various agencies of using hidden technology to mess with their life. This isn't just about stolen lunch money, folks, we're talking about something far more insidious, the alleged theft of a person's very essence. This case is a wild ride through the darkest corners of technology, law, and human rights. It raises unsettling questions about privacy, justice, and the very nature of reality. Buckle up, because things are about to get weird. At the center of this bizarre legal battle is a system of grades. Think of it like a dystopian credit score, but instead of measuring your financial trustworthiness, it supposedly tracks your entire existence. According to the claimant, these grades, bio, tech, and law, are constantly being manipulated by unseen forces. Bio grades, they allege, are all about your physical and mental state. Imagine your health records, your DNA, even your goddamn thoughts, all being monitored and scored. Tech grades supposedly track your digital footprint, every email, every Google search, every late-night Tinder swipe, all meticulously categorized and judged. And then there's the law grade, which, you guessed it, is about your supposed obedience to the rules. The claimant argues that these grades are not just some abstract system. They allege the government is using them to control and exploit citizens, creating a terrifying world where every aspect of your life is under surveillance and manipulation. The psychological toll on the claimant is impossible to ignore. Imagine living for decades with the unshakable feeling that you're being watched, manipulated, and controlled. The claimant describes a life plagued by anxiety, paranoia, and a deep sense of violation. They claim to have experienced harassment, financial sabotage, and even physical harm, all orchestrated through this shadowy system of grades. Their story, if true, paints a chilling picture of what happens when technology is used not to empower but to control. It's a stark reminder that the most terrifying monsters are often not the ones lurking in the shadows, but the ones we create ourselves. This isn't just about one person's paranoia. The claimant is pointing to very real technologies and legal frameworks that have long raised concerns about government overreach. They cite programs like PRISM and laws like the Patriot Act, arguing that these tools, while ostensibly designed to protect us, have been twisted into instruments of mass surveillance and control. They allege that foreign spies, rogue government agents, and even private individuals are all part of a vast conspiracy to exploit this technology for their own gain. It's a tangled web of accusations that, while difficult to verify, tap into deep-seated anxieties about the erosion of privacy in the digital age. Section 5. The price of injustice. The claimant's demand for $250 billion might seem absurd on the surface, but think about it this way. How do you put a price tag on a lifetime of alleged manipulation and abuse? How do you quantify the damage done when someone's autonomy, their very sense of self, has been violated in such a profound way? This case forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth that justice is not always black and white. It's about more than just dollars and cents. It's about accountability, about acknowledging harm, and about ensuring that those in power are held responsible for their actions. Section 6. A system rigged. The claimant's allegations, if true, point to something even more insidious: systemic bias baked into the very fabric of these technologies. They argue that these systems are not neutral, but rather reflect and amplify existing inequalities, particularly along racial lines. They claim that people of color, already disproportionately targeted by law enforcement and surveillance, are especially vulnerable to this kind of technological manipulation. It's a stark reminder that the fight for digital justice is inextricably linked to the fight for racial justice. Section 7. When David sues Goliath. Let's be clear, the odds are stacked against this lone individual. Taking on the US government is a David versus Goliath battle, and it's hard to see how this case could possibly succeed in court. But sometimes, the act of resistance is just as important as the outcome. This case, however improbable, shines a light on the very real concerns about government overreach in the digital age. It forces us to ask ourselves, how much power are we willing to cede to technology, and at what cost? And Section 8, the Digital Panopticon. This case should terrify us all. It's a wake-up call to the very real dangers of unchecked technological advancement. We live in a world where our every move can be tracked, analyzed, and potentially exploited. The line between science fiction and reality is blurring, and not in a fun, back-to-the-future kind of way. This isn't just about one person's paranoia. It's about the future of privacy, of freedom, of what it means to be human in a world increasingly dominated by algorithms and artificial intelligence. Section 9, the fight for our future. So what can we do? We need to start demanding accountability. We need to push for stronger privacy protections. We need to be wary of any technology that claims to offer security at the expense of freedom. This case might seem like a legal sideshow, but it raises profound questions about the world we want to live in. It's a reminder that the fight for a just and equitable future is a fight that takes place not just in the streets, but also in the server rooms and the halls of power where the rules of the digital age are being written. The future is not yet written. It's up to us to ensure it's one where technology empowers, not enslaves.